Hello, sir.
Hi.
Sir, I've been seeing you and naturals grow so well in the last 10 years, right? So, and a lot of your franchisees are women. So, overall, do you see that women entrepreneurs are growing in the society? They are empowering themselves, or is it still a struggle for you to find these entrepreneurs?
Yeah, it is still a struggle. Women entrepreneurship, people call me as an exponent of women empowerment. Actually, I am a beneficiary of women entrepreneurship. That's how I look at myself. And I am not a very, people think another myth is people think women entrepreneurship ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Actually, I like entrepreneurship. Okay, that is the thing. And second is what I as a smart opportunity what I looked at is between a men becoming an entrepreneur and a women becoming an entrepreneur. Women entrepreneurship doing it is much better because of two reasons. One, they are already looking for an opportunity. It is a talent, it is a resource which is available, which is left unutilized. Whereas men, they are already working in a place, whether as job or activity or self-employed or any this thing they are doing, they have to be converted to this. That is a lot more difficult. Correct. Okay, especially the easier. Your nature of business. Yeah, especially in our nature of business, it is even more difficult because this business is a beauty business. So there also men doesn't fit, and is also a hospitality business. If you look at beauty salon as a business opportunity, that is where we are having this thing. So I shrewdly looked at the opportunity as entrepreneurship opportunity. Between men and women, I chose women because of the nature of the business, and also because I felt that large unutilized resource in the country needs to be channelized. Right. And if it is channelized, we not only make money, we also get a good name in the process. Why we should miss it? Correct. That's as simple and as straightforward as that. எனக்கு இன்னொரு இதில் one more point what is very important for me is I have been impressed by 3 or 4 women entrepreneurs or women along my journey of life. First, obviously, my mother is how she, my father died very early, and how she ensured that all 6 of us are not only safe but also successful is a story by itself. That is my first interaction. Till then, my mom was an ordinary housewife, not knowing much about the situation, about life and the challenges. But suddenly, after my father's death, she told me, from now on, I am going to be your father and mother. And she donned the mantle of that role and played not only that role very well, various other roles. So that was our first this thing that, hey boy, suddenly a man is not there, is not a weakness, has become a strength. Yeah. And that's how we see her emerge. And then I have seen her, my teacher, Dr. Sheila Ramachandran in PSG College, who is our HOD. And she was another big inspiration. She became eventually our college principal and then went on to become the Vice Chancellor of Avinashalingam University. So that was, and we saw her how she handled her department, all the women staff and the students much more capably and much more diligently and efficiently than a men counterpart. Right. That was my second this thing. Third one, most important one, was Anita Roddick, who is my role model of Body Shop, and she is, we listened to her first on an audio cassette, then went to London. Me and Veena went and met her and wanted to bring Body Shop. And in that she said something which is very interesting. She said at a point of time her husband and she will be doing a restaurant business, and that business will fail, and after that the husband will go for a what do you call his pursuing his childhood ambition of going from London to New York in a horseback. So he will take 2 horses and leave the 2 kids and the wife back in the home, and she will say that I won't be coming for next 2 years and you look after your life. And that kind of scenario cannot happen in India. People will chase them away from society, but that society allows that. And this guy went, and Anita Roddick said, so far I have been conditioned to think that there are some work what men can do and some work what women can do. Once my husband is not there physically, so I have to do all the work. That is when I realized it is no big deal. So once the woman decides to get on the act, there is only human potential. Then there is no sex. There is no women, there is no men. Then there is only human being. If a human being decides to do a particular thing, I think everything life will give way. So I think Ralph Waldo Emerson says so beautifully, he says, what lies before you or what lies behind you is a tiny matter when compared to what lies within you. I think that's the human potential, and that is what I want to tap. And that human potential in form of women in India is largely untapped. Yeah. Can we tap that? Can we channelize them? Can we put them to a business so that it is win-win deal for both the parties? And that's how my business model has emerged over a period of time. I did not start off like that. I started off with Veena wanting to becoming an entrepreneur. I always used to say Veena's refusal to continue as a housewife was the beginning of the brand Naturals. Yeah. And that's how the journey began.
So you rightly said that there is huge untapped potential in India, right? So I feel that, today there is a lot of awareness, but still the number of women in the top level, in any field of achievement, number of women is very, very less compared to men.
Correct.
So do you think it is because of our culture that, we protect our women so much that they themselves don't know what they are capable of? Like even somebody like Anita, only when her husband left, she realized her own potential. So I feel that women are like protected right from their childhood. So they think that this is what they should settle for in life, and they don't aspire for bigger things.
Yeah, in a way what you are saying is absolutely true. I think women are foolish to pretend that they are equal to men. Actually they are superior, and they always have been. Only thing, they don't know their power. Correct. One of the ways by men keeping them that you have to be at home, you have to only take care of this, you are inferior, has been fed into them not only by men, it is fed more by women only.
Correct. Yeah.
It is because of that women don't dream for a big dream. If women is looking for a big dream, then she is looked at as she is outcast, she is arrogant, she is very timur pudichava and things like that. So whereas men, if he is doing the same thing, he is looked at ambitious. So there is a positive version given to men, and it is the same work if a woman does, it is given a negative version. It is the society's conditioning, and we need local role models. The solution for that is there should be local role models. If more and more women role models comes into the play, and we see women being successful, and men will give way for that. Correct. Otherwise men will try to control them, and that is the easiest way to control is one thing. Another very significant portion which is happening here is, it is the family way. This is what happens is, women are from the beginning, there is, I call two things. One is called success, another is called to be happy. Women consider themselves to be successful if they get married.
A big achievement.
Yes, a big achievement. And women consider to be a big achievement if they have 1 or 2 kids. Okay? Actually, we should find happiness in small things and success in big things. Getting married, you should be happy. Getting married, you should not feel successful. Getting a baby is not something to feel successful about. It is something you feel happy about. Yeah. Happiness in small things and success in big things. Success you should only get in big things. Getting both of the husband and wife together, creating a great life, that is called successful. When the kids, what they bring about becomes a superstar, that is a successful parenting. So instead of that, making a baby and this is becoming successful, and that is where the problem is starting, and we don't aspire for more. And the other point is, with 2 kids, marriage, and then there is a break. 1 kid is there in the next 3 years, and another kid in the next 4 years. They are off the regular job market or the way in which business community is working. 7 years later, if they come back to work, they have to work for people who are working below them. That they are mentally not ready. In the meanwhile, they have also not prepared to the real world. Easiest way is to do is stay back at home. Why take a risk? Anyway, husband is earning, I have work at home, I have to take care of my mother-in-law, father-in-law, then the children, then the husband, take care of home, go for party, kitty party, and then go for shopping. His life is well spent is what women start thinking. Only to realize after 10 years when the kids have started going to the college and suddenly the connect between the husband and wife loses its sheen, and that is where the problem comes into the picture, and that is where they suddenly feel they are lost. That is what is called the midlife crisis. So yes, and that is the big problem. So in order to ensure that is not happening, I think the point is we have to be continuously, even while you are at home today, luckily we are in a digital world. Even while we are at home, we can continue to learn, we can continue to get updated, we can continue to do something different. And all those things are there, and women has to be ambitious. And they have to think that, hey, I can do much better than men or equal to men is something. If they start thinking like that, then men will have a problem.
So what would be your definition of success? Because each one has their own way of looking at success. So do you think you've already achieved the success you want, or you think you're still long way to reach your destination?
No, success is a very individualistic definition, and the definition keeps on changing at every point of time. The minute you feel you are successful, you are finished. Okay, so always we should look at as we are a learner called life, and we should enjoy the process of living rather than trying to reach a milestone. Anything which is happening in the process is a milestone. I don't think we should feel happy about it, not successful about it.
Not feel that you've arrived.
Yeah. When you feel you are arrived in, that is the seed of problem is sown there. So I don't think I am successful. I am a learner, and I want to be a continuous learner, and I enjoy the process of learning. Lot more meeting people, learning from them, and learning from life itself. I think that's how I look at it, and I am very, very happy about it. What is success for me is when the salon industry, when Indian salon industry is much better than the international benchmarks, or when we become the benchmark, that in my mind is successful. And we should create like that. And we should create more and more and more. Can we inspire more people? Can we make one more person to dream bigger dream? So that is something which I can do that. I think that is in my mind is very successful. That I continuously keep on doing it. So I am very happy, and I am also very successful.
Wonderful. I think what I really like about you and what I've learned from this conversation is that you strike a very good balance. Because there is one set of people for whom getting married itself is a big success. And I see a lot of other, in my opinion, successful entrepreneurs, but they're never happy with what they have achieved. They keep looking for what next, and their life ends and they have not realized what big impact they've made. But what I like about you is, sir, you have big goals, no doubt about that, but every small milestone that you achieve, you celebrate that and you're happy about that. So I think that is
very important to be happy for me. For me, it's more important whether I reach that summit or not. It's okay, it's not in our hands. So many people have to work and make it happen.
Right.
But the journey has to be very happy. And I want to ensure that come what Dennis Waitley says so beautifully, choose to be happy.
Right.
Happiness is a choice. And it is in your control. Success is something which is outside you. So that is why individually we should choose to be happy. Even if it is a rough day, there is a learning day. So you look at it like that and keep moving.
Right. Sir, one thing I always wanted to ask you is, your dreams are always big. Like they are giant sized dreams. But for an entrepreneur like me who is just starting out, there is that element of fear that is there in everybody's mind when it comes to
I also have fear. If I say I don't have fear, that means I am not talking the truth. Okay.
So how does one expand their mind to start thinking bigger? Because right now maybe I am happy, all my basic needs are met with whatever I am doing. But how do you expand your mind to start thinking about, now you're talking about taking India to the next level in the salon business. So how do you stop thinking about me, myself, my family, or just my locality, or just my city or my state? But you have started thinking globally. So So any tips to entrepreneurs, who are just starting out, that it is possible to, scale global?
Oh, inside each of us, there is there are two dogs. There was a dog fight which is happening in Alaska, where the man takes a white dog and a black dog for every week fight. And 1 week the black dog will win, other week the white dog will win, and it keep on changing. There was one guy who was watching this, and he finds that whichever the dog that owner bets, that dog will win. And he was very curious, and he went to the owner and asked, hey, how did you know correctly this week black will win and next week white will win? And you keep on changing it, and it keep on, whichever you are betting, it is winning. And the man, nobody has noticed it, so he looked at that guy with a little bit of a curiosity and told him, whichever one I feed will win. That week, whichever one dog he feeds, that dog will win. So within us there is a fearful dog, there is a desire dog. There is a rich dog, there is a poor dog. There is an employee dog, there is an entrepreneur dog. Whichever one we will feed, that dog will win. So I am continuously feeding my desire. You are once in a while feeding your fear also. Okay? In the startup stage, we feed desire 1 week, we feed fear another week. So it is balancing between that. When you become a little more evolved entrepreneur, you start feeding desire more, okay, and stop feeding that fear. So you will start looking at big picture soon. And that is the first step. I think the need of the thing is, the tips is to feed your desire a lot more than to fear. How to feed desire? You are talking about millionaire mindset. It is the group whom we are hanging out with. So we are an average of 5 people with whom we associate on a daily basis. If you associate with 5 people, whoever is that 5 people, we are an average of them. If that 5 people talk positive, talk good, talk dreams, talk achievements, and talk what next, you also have an indirect rub-off effect. You go there and talk about problems, challenges, and you have this thing, economy is in trouble, how am I going to make the ends meet, then that will only get feeded up. So it's the average of 5 people with whom you associate. It is that if you are able to set it, that is where books comes into the picture. That is where audio cassette, I use lot of audios, everyone knows that. I use lot of audios. Audios, the problem is they don't feed anything negative to you. Whatever is that, whereas human being means they will react to that situation. Here I have completely psyched myself to think only the positive, and that will really a big help for everyone. So keep feeding your mind positive. There are something which is beyond your control. Don't worry about that. So start worrying or start being concerned about what you can change rather than what you cannot change. Yeah.
So one more thing which I notice about naturals is that there are so many salons that are sprouting across the country, but very consistently you are building the brand so well as your personal brand. We see you at all the major events happening around. You are so good at talking about your company and your journey. So is it a very conscious thing that you're doing to build your personal brand and the natural story? Because I think that's one thing which not any other salon that I know is so focused on building the brand, and that's we have a recall value right now for naturals, I think, because of all the activities you've been doing. So can you tell us about that and how other entrepreneurs can also do that?
No, it was not. In fact, I'm from a Tamil medium student and from a small town. So if you ask me, coming to Chennai and speaking in English, meeting the people, I'm not at all a extrovert. I'm an introvert. But what is again it is only this audio learning capability what have continuously connected so much knowledge, and by default somebody asked me to speak, which is mostly my own salon opening. That is the first time I started speaking, and I speak 2-3 minutes and people say, hey, that point you say, it sounds nice, and that it is good point. Then I also feel good, because at the early stage you want that positive rub off. Now I don't require. When I was small, in any activity you require, that is where you require support. Even going back to the Homepreneur Award, that's what I used to say. It is these women who are doing small work at that point of time, that is when they require recognition and that is where they require applause. When they became a Biocon's Kiran Majumdar, if you say she is very good and you give an award, she will not even come to collect it. So a lot of people go behind all these so-called super successful people and tell them you are good. At that point of time, nobody needs it. Yeah. So at that point of time, when this thing was happening, I realized that, oh, maybe the knowledge what I have collected over a period of time is, when it is expressed, is finding useful. So why not? Then I started doing little more, and suddenly, if I look back now, I have been recognized more as a speaker and than as a businessman. That's okay, no problem. But if you ask me why am I doing, I am not building my personal brand, and I am not that. My intention was not that. My intention is, can I share the knowledge what I have collected so long? Can it reach one more person? Because somewhere some people's knowledge only has helped me to overcome my challenges in life and become successful. If I can share my knowledge and more people can become successful, I consider it my way of saying thank you to the great people like Dennis Waitley's, Robert Schuller's, and Robert Kiyosaki's and of the world. So in the process, if it happens to be personal brand building, very okay. First time when I for a long time I thought Facebook was a dating site, and I don't want to enter. Yeah, I heard that in the US the Tinder is a dating site.
Even in India and Chennai, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay, so but on the Facebook, first எழுதவே வராது. I don't know to write in Facebook. But today, if I sit there now, and my problem is it takes 1 hour of my putting the thoughts together in words and writing that. That's the challenge now, to find that 1 hour. But now I know if I can put that 1 hour, I can write very well. So that this thing has come. But luckily, the world has now evolved to videos.
Yeah, your Facebook lives are so popular.
Yeah, today you can capture life like that and put it together and take it up.
Money, we travel with you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think life is like that. No, we have to share, no? Otherwise, what's life? True. So that's how I look at it.